Oh, what the f?
Oh, shit.
Get off me! What the f?
Yeah, he threw like a face hugger on you. Holy shit.
Holy sh!
I remember first reading about Level 0 in a late 2021 Game Rant article, and at the time, it sparked my interest. How a small indie dev team at Dog Howl Games seemed to be taking all the best bits of Escape from Tarkov and Dead Space horror, and then throwing it into an asymmetrical format akin to Dead by Daylight. They were tossing around PvPv, PvE, FPS extraction shooter buzzwords, and I instantly thought of Hunt Showdown. That was 3 years ago, and I honestly thought that Level 0 had faded away into the darkness. With over 250,000 Steam wishlists, a close beta under their belts, and a ton of technical improvements now being made based on player feedback, Level 0 is not only back, they're now setting their sights on a 2024 release. And I got to play it early. Okay, so the game's Steam page self-describes Level 0 as a multiplayer extraction horror, blending the heart-pounding tension of asymmetric survival horrors with the high-stakes showdowns of extraction shooters to create a brand new immersive multiplayer experience. You can play either as an elite PMC mercenary embarking on dangerous raids to extract valuable loot and face off against other players in unpredictable PvE hazards, or you can take on the role of a formidable alien monster and hunt the humans until no mortal is left standing.
Oh, monster! I'm bit! Oh, shit! Ah!
Okay, let's talk loadouts, and as a mercenary, you've got a wide variety of small arms at your disposal, like M4s, shotguns, sidearms. There's even a Chris Vector you can equip, along with some more interesting selections, like a nail gun, flamethrower, or even a harpoon launcher. By the way, you also have limited backpack space, and there is a weight limiter in place, along with a series of neuro chips you can buy and equip to augment your mercenary abilities, for things like less stamina drain and better ADS times. There's also mods you can buy and equip for your weapons, ammo that must be matched to your weapon's caliber, meds, key cards, melee weapons, and a crap ton of items designed to help you see in the pitch black. You've got things like flares, glow sticks, flashlights, motion trackers, and even giant flash strobes can all be carried, but everything has a weight penalty. There are contracts to fulfill where certain vendors want you to find them a valuable resource and bring it back to them. There's loot containers strewn all about the level, along with downed enemies, both alien and other mercenaries. There's specific extract equipment that can be brought in to gain access to restricted extraction sites. I mean, the point here is you can come in heavy and not have any room for loot, or you can come in a bit lighter, have some room for loot, but might run out of ammo. It really depends on how hard you want to throw down during the mission.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's on me. It's on me. It's on me. Oh, dead.
In terms of difficulty, yeah, I would probably rank Level 0 right up there with 6 Days in Fallujah, because there's just so much being thrown at you from all different angles. You've got other players in squad sizes up to 3, all roaming around the same complex who are just as kitted out as you. There's AI aliens that are littered around the area, and if they are left unchecked, they can really push your backside in. You've got security bots that patrol the area that are super nasty with advanced tech. And then, of course, you've got the brutal player-controlled aliens who I haven't even spoken about yet, and they can run in squads of up to 2 players while using the air vents to get around the different zones, all sporting special attacks like a blinding goo spray. They've got EMPs, cloaking, a super scream that completely disorients your character, and if given enough time to advance, they can even bring in that face hugger you saw in the opening clip.
There's a flashlight over here. Is this yours?
Got him.
Got him.
Nice.
TTK, or Time to Kill, is actually pretty fast, and since you're only wearing cold weather gear, you've got nothing to stop incoming damage. We were always playing in a squad, and it was still brutal, so anyone rolling solo, damn, I couldn't imagine that level of anxiety, and we did see some solos during our game time. Once a squad player has been killed, they come back as a floating recon drone to assist the remainder of the squad with intel and callouts. And the whole thing is this super sweaty, adrenaline-soaked nightmare from start to finish. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the other enemy you are constantly facing off with, the dark. When the lights go out and the batteries run dry, the intensity ratchets up to an 11 because you've still got all those previously mentioned factors, but now you can't see them, and it just gets fucking intense.
Damn, even with this flashlight? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I know. Yeah, but it helps a ton, bro.
Besides the interesting take on the core gameplay loop, I thought the level design's use of light was especially interesting. You get this overwhelming feeling of relief every time you find another light switch, and you get just a few precious seconds of sight.
Hurry up, give me up.
Wait.
I'm baiting.
Oh, guys.
Seeing as how the game will be releasing later this year with a free demo available to play right now, a lot of what I'm showing you is still under development. But what I can say is this. Level 0, from the short time I had with it, is a good game, made even better in squad play and brutally hard as a solo player, and overall it has potential, but I couldn't help get over a couple of weaknesses that really need attention, so let's just get right into it. Level 0 has taken a really odd direction with their FPS controller, and it's a bit rough to work with. Keywords that come to mind here are clunky and dated. Now, whereas the game uses Tarkov and Hunt Showdown as inspiration, it doesn't have nearly the FPS style, refinement, feel, and precision. Not only does it feel slow and imprecise, it feels like the mouse acceleration or inertia is not up to par, resulting in a character that leans, then accelerates in that direction, and then slows back down. Now, I play Battlefield games from 10 years ago that really nailed this balance of movement and physics, and for a present-day FPS like Level 0 that is completely developed around close quarters combat, it should be better, it should feel better, and it doesn't. I've heard from participants in this play session that overall, this is dramatically improved from earlier tests, so it must have been just dreadful, but overall, I tend to have pretty good aim, and it felt like my aim was skating on ice. I was over-rotating, I was drag aiming, it was a mess. I honestly don't know if the clunkiness there is by design, almost like PvP is not the core mechanic the dev team is pushing here. Again, I don't definitively know, but for some fans of FPSs, this may be a deal breaker for you.
I'm trying to help.
Got him.
That's both. Get the hell out of here.
The other aspect that I wanted to mention is needing a great deal more refinement is the game's UI systems, which overall we tend to see so many games miss the mark with this these days, right? Now, just like the clunky aim mechanics, the UI feels like it needs a good teardown and reassembly into something a bit more functional. There's just too many extra clicks and steps that could be removed to give it a more streamlined feel. For instance, when you return from a mission with loot, you can't sell that loot directly to vendors from your backpack because first you have to right-click it to drop it from your backpack to your stash, and then you can sell it to the vendors or turn it in. There's also some animation locking keybinds that aren't intuitive, especially in a game that is built on being super aware and ever combat ready. The stuff that you extracted with, you have to take that and dump it into your stash.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a clunk right there.
Yeah.
All right. I personally had to perform some technical gymnastics with the game's setup menus to get it to stay and play in 4K, but, that aside, I thought that overall the graphics were actually pretty good, and I can't remember my frame rates really suffering. Also, the game's sound design is simply insane. Since your vision is constantly being reduced, your audible cues become your primary source of danger, and the game's directional audio was really on par. Plus, it has all the familiar environmental creaks, groans, and clicks, like when a steam pipe bursts or exposed electrical wires zap and spark, and of course the louder jump scare events like generators cycling up, always right beside you and scaring the crap out of the entire squad.
Jesus.
Wow. That just took my eardrums off. Oh my god. All right, let's talk brass tacks, X's and O's, if you will, because you should now have a basic idea of the game itself. And here's where I have a few questions. First is, where does this game fit in? How does it not only launch, but continue to be engaging to the player base? I mean, we played on one level over and over, and while the gameplay and environments were well constructed, it was the intensity of that PvP and the aliens running around along with the squad comms that made it interesting on our 3rd, 4th, and 5th runs. Will Level 0 get a bunch more maps and modes at launch to keep it new, fresh, and exciting? I honestly don't know. Also, during our playtest, the store tab was unavailable, so again, I have no idea what future monetization models will look like. Hell, at this point, I don't even know what price point the game will retail at once it goes live later in 2024. But, and yeah, I am going to throw a but in here, based on what I did get to test out, there's a viable horror FPS extraction shooter kind of wrapped up in there. If it can launch at a reasonable price point or below to really get a dedicated player base kind of built up at launch, free of shady MTXs, and if it can improve on what I've laid out in this video, Level 0 could be a real sleeper. If you want to try it out for yourself, as I mentioned earlier, there's currently a free demo running right now so you can put Level 0 to the test. Remember to hit subscribe and to ring that notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. All my socials can be found in the video description below. A massive thank you goes out to all you incredible ladies and gentlemen from around the globe that have taken the plunge, hit subscribe, and continue to support the channel. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.